Yes, guys, and welcome back to another live stream on the channel. We're here, a brand new show, people. We did one on Tony's channel last week. This is episode 2 on my channel, the Arsenal Vault show, guys. Talking everything to do with Arsenal. Recent games we just played, upcoming game, of course, we've got a massive, biggest game of the season tomorrow, guys, in the Champions League against Porto. We're diving into that. We were talking about the goalkeeper situation and all Arsenal news as well. And there's only one man we can do it with. We've got Tony, of course, Tony Claw Gunner TV. Make sure you guys, if you're not subbed to him already, what you doing? Sub to the guy right now if you haven't already. And yeah, Tony, always a pleasure talking Arsenal with you, my man. And yeah, how you doing? You good?
Hey, see ya, everyone down there. Yeah, Moti. I'm at Josh's channel, guys. Yeah. So if you're coming from my channel, please make sure you sub to Josh True Gunner. His name is True Gunner, right? Yeah, mostly on YouTube and on Instagram. You'll get him there, True Gunner. Yeah, great guy. I started this wonderful show with his brother because I invited him, to my show a couple of times, and I really saw that me and him share the same kind of ideas, the same kind of vibe, but again, he knows his football, so I just felt like okay, to be very good to just team up with him and try to create lots of content. And this show is more of interactive rather than someone just sitting down asking questions. It's more interactive. If there's something I'm saying that he can shed more light in, he will just interject. So we're just doing this, yeah, for the love of you guys, and it's Arsenal, and this is the episode 2 of this show. So big up to everyone. Please, if you've not subscribed to Josh True Gunner, on his channel, please do that if you're from my channel. And of course, if you are from his channel, please give me a big shout out. Big up to Miss Raha Heyman. Big up to you. And also Saliba AFC. Big up to you, man. Yeah. And thanks for subscribing to me, man. Big up to you. And Riot, big ups, man. Welcome, man. Subscribe to True Gunner. Is right here. Subscribe to him.
Thank you, man. Yeah, big ups to everyone. Obviously, because we're also multi-streaming this, so big up everyone watching from my channel as well as Tony's channel as well. Really respect everyone tuning in to us today. And yeah, very well said indeed, Tony, man. This has been in the works, this show, for quite a long time, and we're finally able to do this now, man. So it's always a pleasure. And I think let's just get right into it, man. Of course, Arsenal, man. We're happy, we are happy, we're top of the league. We have gone back top of the league for the first time since, of course, December. Results went our way, of course. I think we both said it in the first episode of this show. That Liverpool game, that 1-1 game, we both said a draw, I'm pretty sure, and look what happened. It was a draw, and it was a perfect result for us. And obviously we got the job done against Brentford.
See, Josh, yeah.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, Tony, right? That game for me, I don't think it was spectacular. That we've been seeing, of course, like the past, 5 games where we've been blitzing teams, scoring goals for fun, looking, dominant. But I looked at the main thing is the important 3 points which we needed. So I wanted to obviously get your initial thoughts on the game, of course. Declan Rice getting us the first goal, and we said it last week, Tony. Yeah, we said we expect this guy to score more goals for us, and look what's happened again. He scored another goal. And this is what we both said. This is what we both expect from someone like Declan Rice. We said he's both able to score more goals, and look what happened again. Scores another goal, a great goal as well. Great to see him getting on the score sheet yet again. Puts 1 up, and then we will talk about Ramsdale separately, but. Yeah, of course, Raya was not in goal because he was still on loan with Arsenal. So Ramsdale was indeed given the chance, probably his last game for Arsenal anyway. And let's touch with something bad happens to Raya. And he goes and makes an absolute howler of a mistake. And Wizards scores 1-1 going into half time. And then throughout the game, when it was getting 70th minute, 80th minute, I'm like, it's 1-1. We cannot be dropping points here. We did it last season against Brentford, right? I'm sitting there. We have to win this game. And Kai Havertz, 60 million down the drain. Kai Havertz scores again.
Oh
Um,
my days.
oh, bro. I mean, this guy. I mean, we spoke about him in the last episode and how well he's playing, and he's turned the corner or whatever. But yes, again, this guy stepped up, and he did it early on in the season against Brentford when we was obviously
Mm,
nil. He came off the bench and he scored yes again. And
yeah.
you showed the stats last week. He's the second highest scorer behind our star boy Saka at the moment for Arsenal. So
Mm,
he's scoring again, of course. I thought Ben White, for me, I gave man of the match. I thought he was absolutely superb, in my opinion. He's actually doing everything which we saw from him last season, overlapping.
mm,
That's what I want to see him doing, Tony, is get crosses into the box because he can actually
mm,
cross the ball. And he showed that last week. Yeah, sorry, on
yeah.
Saturday. He got 2 assists from
Yeah.
2 of his crosses. And I thought, the defenders dealt with Tony reasonably well. Of course, he's a very
Mhm.
tricky player. He's a very physical player. He holds up the ball very, very well as well. That's why I'm a massive fan of him, and I thought we dealt with him really reasonably well.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tony, what is your whole thoughts on that win, man, and some individual performances that you obviously stood out for you as well?
Yeah. Shout out to Optics, who's down here with us. Shout out to DJ
Yeah,
Crane, who's down here. Paul. That's my guy. And of course, my brother. I run the channel with him, Football Band channel. Big up to you, my guy. Yeah. Big up to you. Yeah. Josh, the professor, the pudding. But I will just start, yeah, with our defense. Let's take time out, yeah. And see, we'll talk about other situations, Declan Rice, our midfield, Kai Havertz within this context. But let's just use some couple of minutes here to just herald our defense this season, yeah,
Mm.
because sometimes there's a level of success, yeah, you get to and you keep getting mostly in a season like this, yeah, you tend to actually forget the base. Yeah, you tend to forget the main things. Yeah, the little things that really do matter, which turns out to be the biggest things that actually are your bread and butter in the season. And that's our defense. See, Josh, yeah, those of you in the chat, I really do want you guys to let me know if there's any other best duo in terms of the best defensive duo in Europe right now. We have to talk about Saliba and Gabriel, man. Like, hold there, Ivan Tony. This was meant to be his grand audition. These little things, yeah, this little metadata, yeah. These are the things we should also be looking, be looking at. We're not looking at these things because hey, Arsenal won the game, and we just failed to recognize this stuff. Although you recognize one of them, which is Benjamin White, but we'll get back to that later on. But our defense, Gabriel and Saliba kept Ivan Tony quiet, that even had to even resort to trying to score worldies. Because if he was having a if he was having such a field day, yeah, in our 18-year box, thanks Riot Singh for that super chat. Big up to you. See, yeah, if probably, yeah, Ivan Tony was having joys in around our 18-year box, he wouldn't have been trying to shoot long balls and get worldies to overcome Ramsdale. Actually, he would have been in and about the 18-yard box, try to outmuscle our defenders, but that time is gone. Yeah, Gabriel, physical, tall, aerial battles, is there. Physical, he's there. 6 foot plus, he's there. Saliba, oh my God, these guys can outmuscle any defender. They've done it to Helen Allen. See, among the best, they've done it this season. Nunes, Haaland, now Ivan Tony, who had his grand audition at the Emirates. See, yeah, this is turning out to be the best defensive duo that I've seen at Arsenal in ages, man. See, I'll go as far back as 20 years.
Mm.
Yeah, I'll go as far back as 20 years to actually say this is the best defensive duo gotten at Arsenal in 20 seasons. Like, which centre back pairings, yeah, over the last years, have you seen with this kind of potency, with this kind of numbers, with this kind of
Mm,
clean sheets, with this kind of conditioning, with this kind of character at the back? Yeah,
there's Sonny.
is that
There's not many. There's not many out there. Let's just say it like that.
exactly? Exactly, because our recruitment at the back has been suspect over the years. Check out the names that are the demonic
Mustafi, remember
players.
Mustafi?
Demonic players. Mustafi. Just imagine that. Imagine that. Mustafi at the back. Koscielny, yeah, had a little bit of grit in him, but he wasn't the complete defender. He's nothing like Saliba,
Mm,
even if he's French. It was nothing like Saliba, nothing like Gabriel this season. Like, those were complete calamity we had at the back. So it was easy for this team to come up there, slap us up, even at the Emirates, and disgrace us and disgrace our back line. But again, look at the connection we have at the back. Look at the cohesion we have at the back. Look at the grit we have at the back. Ivan Toney was totally in the pulse strings of
mm.
Gabriel and Saliba. So for me, this defense is the best in Europe. See, I'm just saying, if the Premier League, yeah, is the best in the world, I would love to say that this two that we have back there in centre back pairing, they are the best. I'm sorry, man. I just have to stand by them. Lichtsteiner, Mustafi, Socrates. Oh my God, Kolasinac. Oh, God bless you, RD12. God bless you, man. These are demonic defenders. Demonic defenders. So, and again, you can see, yeah, mostly with our attack this season, yeah, when you have that defensive solidity at the back, you just know that it's easier for you to progress the ball. It's easier for you to transition the ball from your defenders, even from your goalkeeper. If you notice, David Raya, we'll talk about this when we get to that Ramsdale mistake. But again, even David Raya helps our attack. Few balls this season
Yeah.
he's thrown, and just a normal throw, and then he initiates an attack quite easily. That's what I'm talking about. Defensive solidity, and then you have a quick transitions, quick progression through the midfield, and then tap, tap, boom, you get into attacking places, create spaces for those players that need to get into spaces, and tap, tap, boom, you get a goal. So that's what I'm saying, man. Our defense, solid in that game, mostly against Brentford. And
No,
then, yeah.
yeah, no, for sure. I was going to say, I hear you 100% with that. I think, Saliba and Gabriel for me have been not just in the Premier League as a pairing, but in
Mm,
European football in general. There's not many out there. I say you got the likes of Kanate and Van Dijk at Liverpool when they're fully fit.
yeah.
I think they're
Mm.
they're a similar level. Maybe you can go to the Real Madrid with like Rudiger. I think he's having a great season. But let's just be real with it. They're certainly up there, at least top three, in my opinion. Yeah, two best
But,
centre backs.
but Konate is injured. But Konate is injured. I
Yeah,
hear you
there
when
we
you
go
say.
then.
I hear you when you say he's a. I hear you when you say he's a monster of a defender. But
Yeah.
how about his fitness levels? Look at Saliba. Look at his fitness level. Look at how beastly he looks like. Yeah, defending. Yeah, these attackers, they quake before they get there, and it's not just about their defensive abilities. It's also in their match fitness and also their fitness in terms of their injury records. When was the last time Gabriel Magalhaes got injured and went out of this team and missed 2-3 games? When was the last time? When was the last time that Gabi, got into a massive injury that has kept him
Mm,
2-3 games away from this Arsenal team? And
very, very true.
you just sense it that if two of them get injured, Arsenal is in trouble because they are our backbone right now. Seriously, if any of them loses or gets off at this point, it's a big problem. But look at Liverpool. Look at Konate. Yeah, is a beast of a defender, but his fitness levels isn't really that good, and that's a big problem. For
That's right.
Liverpool, where was Konate when they needed defensive discipline yesterday, or even in some certain games that they've actually conceded this season? Mind you, Konate was part of that Liverpool army that conceded 3 goals against Arsenal, and that wasn't even one of our best games this season. We just managed and got those goals. So, and Konate was there taking that beating. So, the levels of this Arsenal defense far, far, far above what people think, man. And it will take just to the end of the season, if we win a trophy, for these two to kind of like cement their legacy at the back. But they need a big time trophy. Yeah, within the league or the Champions League to actually solidify these two as the best center halves in the whole of Europe. That's my idea. And again, Josh, Benjamin White, Benny Blanco.
Yeah, fair play.
Take a minute and let that sink in. Benny Blanco. See, guys, when Benny Blanco dyed his hair blonde, I said it is over, because when there was a time when this Manchester United striker, he dyed his hair blonde, and I said, okay, it's over. These guys are not interested in football. When Bukayo Saka dyed his hair blonde, I said, okay, these guys are not thinking about football. Even Ben White, when he did that, I said, oh my God, what is this? But you know what, when Bukayo Saka removed that thing on his head, you can see he's come back to full fitness. See, what I'm just trying to say is that Benjamin White is back. This is the defender that we really saw last season, that really helped Arsenal get into advanced positions, help us overlap, help us get in at the end of creating more spaces and creating that interchangeability between him and Bukayo Saka to actually get into space and open up goal-scoring situations.
I think he was
that guy.
funny.
This is that Benjamin
You
White.
agree with me on this? I said this last season. I think he's one of the best right backs in the league last season.
By far, one of the best. And see, people tend to forget, that he can also score goals. Apart from getting into, advanced position, he can take a shot. He has a very, very powerful right foot. You can see that goal he scored, I think last week. And people tend to even forget that he scored a goal. He scored a goal last week, last 2 weeks. Came back again last weekend. And look at the 2 assists. And you know what? Look at that whip. Look at that spin. Just to find Kai Havertz. Like it takes a certain level of discipline. It takes a certain level of training. It takes a different set of skills to actually get that perfect measurement for that. For that cross that he gave to Kai Havertz for the winner on Saturday. Like Ben White, if he keeps playing like this, man, I don't think that there will be anyone that will challenge him for that right back position. Even if Tomiyasu, thrives in that right back position. But of course, and this is what I was talking about. When you're injury prone, you tend to move in and out of the team. There's no balance, there's no cohesion, there's no consistency, and that's the bigger problem with Tomiyasu, because no one is doubting Tomiyasu's abilities or skills, but we are doubting his fitness levels. And when you have, even no matter how big and no matter how important a player is, when your fitness levels and when your injury record surpasses what you bring to the team, you will be forgotten in a way. Because right now, with the way Ben White is actually playing right now, people have totally forgotten that Tomiyasu had, quite a great start this season. And that's the thing. That's the thing. They totally forget it. And right now, if Benjamin White is out there assisting goals, if he's out there overlapping and getting into advanced positions and having interchangeability with Bukayo Saka down that right-hand side, what else do you need? You don't even need Tomiyasu to come back into the team. And that's why Tomiyasu isn't back into the team yet. Because people are asking, where's Tomiyasu? Yeah, he was nursing an injury, but mind you, he came back from Japan not injured. So I don't really think that he's really that injured. I just really think that there is no chance for him to get into that right back position because we have someone who has put it on lockdown.
No, for sure, absolute facts. Like, look, as you said, Tomiyasu. As much as I rate Tomiyasu, when you're so injury prone, he's not going to get a chance to get back into the right back position, is he? But how well Ben White's been playing 2 years in a row there now. You know, that's the issue with Tomiyasu. That's why I've always said I think the guy's a fantastic player. You know, but the issue is he's injury prone. The guy's made of glass, man. It's like every single couple of months, the guy picks up a little injury and he's out. He gets a little knock and he's out for a few games. You can't rely on him for a whole entire season. Someone like Ben White, I mean, we've seen him do it last season. You know, play there superb. And I thought start of the season he was a bit off it, but since we came back really in the new year, he's been the right back like last season. Honestly, well, and what he's had him doing as well. I don't know if you've noticed this as well. He's had to do the inverted task as well because we have no Zinchenko playing left back. Kiwior wants to be like the Kiwior can't do the inverted stuff. I think we've seen him struggle with it. So he wants to be natural, But Ben White's having to come into the midfield as well as overlap, as well as support Saka, as well as whip cross into the box, as well as also make sure he's defending as well. So he's doing it all really, and he's really impressive, man. And for me, he's my man of the match. I think you could have gave it to Havertz. I think you could have gave it to Declan Rice again. But Tony, I want to get your thoughts on Declan Rice because you said it spot on last week about him being able to get in some more advanced positions, and he's just proved your point, hasn't he?
Oh my days! You see, this Declan Rice issue, thank God me and you had time to really dilate and talk about it. At the time you came to my channel for the first episode, very, very key player for us this season. Declan Rice form in the last 5 Premier League games. Let this sink in. Versus West Ham, scored a goal. Versus Sheffield United, scored a goal. Versus Brentford, scored a goal. Total 6 goals and 6 assists in the Premier League this season. Top sign. See, when we were spending £105 million for this guy, I saw lots of Chelsea fans, lots of Man United fans hit us with the judgment, with the judgment stick, saying that, hey man, why do you think that this guy is worth £105 million? Well, that's why he's worth £105 million. That's what he brings to the table. He's doing it. He's literally doing it. He's bossing the midfield, and he's doing this effortlessly since the start of the season. He's been the glue. He's been the one carrying Arsenal. And coincidentally, this also has been happening when Arsenal has clearly lost the plot with Thomas Partey. We don't know what has happened to Thomas Partey this season. We don't know if he has problems with the board itself. We don't know if he has personal issues, mostly that has to do with things that has happened to him on a personal level that's affecting him not coming into play this season. We don't know if it's truly his fitness level. If it's any of these three, in some incendiary spaces, I've also heard that, it's a problem with him and Mikel Arteta. But you know what, it doesn't matter whatever happens. It doesn't matter what the problem really is with Thomas Partey. I don't miss him. To be very sincere with you, I don't miss Thomas Partey. You know why? Because I have a CDM who's controlling the middle of the park, who's connecting seamlessly with our number 10, that is Martin Odegaard, moving into spaces. We can now see a CDM that can play multiple positions. This guy can even go into that number 10 slot. I've seen this guy go into that number 8 slot. I've seen him move into advanced spaces. I've seen him try shots. Don't forget, apart from his goal, don't forget that he's been trying some certain kind of shots. Yeah, there was a worldie of a goal he was to score in the last game that just hit the crossbar. It's
Yeah.
in the it's in the little details. Yeah, it's in the little details. You don't need to, have an holistic approach about it. It's in the little details, in what he's doing in that team, in his connection with the other midfield players. Look at him; he combined seamlessly with uh with Jorginho this season.
Yes.
In any way he can do it. He can also combine with Kai Havertz on left centre mid. Anyhow you want it. You can protect the back four. He can go back to help the back four if indeed there's a siege being laid in our 18-yard box. He could move into advanced positions. He could get into that number 8 slot. He could even, bro. How about this? It's taking our set pieces. Since he started taking our set pieces, Arsenal have been brutal with our set piece taking, man. Josh, do you have any do you have any opposing thing to say? This guy is 105 million pounds plus more. I think we duped West Ham out of maybe a more 80 million pounds, man. This guy's worth at least 200. He's worth 200 million, because there's no how you're telling me that a defensive midfielder who can do his job, a defensive midfielder who can get into advanced positions, a defensive midfielder who could take set pieces, a defensive midfielder who could actually help us in our back four and make sure that that defensive solidity is maintained at that back four. A defensive midfielder who is also, showing us his skills mostly in throw-ins. We've totally forgotten this, that there's a new style of throwing that Arsenal have actually started to engage in. And with those throw-ins, it could lead and spark an attack just immediately. Like I've seen Declan Rice take those kind of slicky throw-ins. And if you're a team that doesn't pay attention to your defensive structure, those kind of throw-ins could actually, be the cause of a very, very catastrophic kind of attacking mode if you're on the opposing side. Declan Rice, class player.
Yeah. Do you know what
Shout
it
out
is,
to
man?
old school Gun,
Yeah, big
and
up the
E
chat, man.
Ross,
Everyone.
who's also on the channel. Big ups to you.
Big up, guys.
RD12, big ups to you. Riot Singh, big ups to you, man. These are my people.
Yeah, big up the chat, man. Keep hitting like buttons up, people, and leave a comments down below. Respect to you every single time. I'll pin them up, guys, and we'll read through them in just a minute. But yeah, I mean, on Declan Rice, it's like what I do. I do the player ratings. I think I said this last week, but when I do player ratings, because he's that consistent, yeah, he's a solid, 8, 9 out of 10 every single game. I'm like, I go past him, it's just Declan Rice. The guy's just him. Yeah, there's not much. There's not much more you say, because that's how consistent this guy's been. But I think you summed it up perfectly. And I think the addition with when he has Jorginho next to him has allowed him, and I said this, like he's allowed him to have that ability now to thrive and have more freedom in our offense. Really, he's able to get forward more. He's able to play a more attacking position. He sort of becomes like another sort of attacking midfielder for us when he has Jorginho there. And he's been scoring goals. He's been the guy on set pieces as well, right? And on our left corners as well. And that's something that Arteta has changed as well, because he was never doing that. He was always the guy in the box, and he's very good in the box as well, because we know he's very good aerially. But now he's even having set pieces. I mean, some of the crosses that guy can put in, we're seeing it in the past, And just everything about this guy is 100% why we pay that 105 million. And then to West Ham in the summer, and it's worth every single penny, man. This guy has been so consistent. But Tony, I want to talk about, of course, 60 million down the drain, Kai Havertz. Who you splashed a lot of money on in the summer. A very controversial player in the fan base, but once again stepping up, getting a very important goal, winning us the game. Right, that could have been 2-point shot. We could be sitting here with a totally different story. But he's obviously, I mean, he had a chance in the first half where I don't know. I think you remember it. He's 1-1 with a goalkeeper, completely slots it wide. I'm like, you've got to be scoring there, Kai Havertz. But he made up for it with getting the goal. But once again, this guy has stepped up and got us the winner. How are you feeling about Kai Havertz now, Tony, bro?
See, Josh, yeah, you remember in the first episode when you were on my
Yeah.
channel, yeah, me and you nearly got into fisticuffs, and our voices, was really raised because I was trying to just get you to just say, hey, Kai Havertz, uh, you know, I removed my heart for you. See, yeah, see, and this is why I don't engage in certain agendas. Yeah, you have to give appropriate space for shamelessness. To be very sincere with you, at times you have to be shameless, and you have to be shameless for a reason. See, yeah, I slagged off Kai Havertz. I gave this guy only 10 games to prove himself. To me, not
Mm,
to anyone.
yeah.
Personally, to me, I gave him 10 games. Little did I know that, I fluffed my lines. I totally goofed it. I goofed it. Yeah, I was totally wrong. And this is the reason why you have to always find a way of giving people a chance, mostly new players, and I just felt that we were totally out of depth, yeah, out of reasoning to judge him after 10 games. I'll give you the reasons why. There are reasons to this, and I'll give you the reasons why. This guy came in from Chelsea, yeah, as a damaged player. How about that? He came in from Chelsea as a damaged player. This is a player, as young as he is, that has been through nearly up to three managers in about 2, 3 seasons. It was at Chelsea. Different
Mm,
styles, moved into different places. The only position that Kai Havertz never played in a Chelsea shirt was in their defense or as a goalkeeper. He played every position in that Chelsea structure. He played as a sorry, man. Sorry.
no, no worries, man. No worries.
This guy played as a striker for Chelsea. He played
Yeah.
on the wings for Chelsea. He played behind behind the striker for Chelsea. He played in midfield for Chelsea. See, they even nearly used this guy as a defensive midfielder. That's how damaged Kai Havertz is as a player coming in from Chelsea. And then he comes in, Mikel Arteta goes, splash the cash. Arsenal fans are losing their head. I'm losing my head. Many of the Arsenal faithfuls are losing their head because we're like saying, hey, man, why are we spending 65 million on this guy? That money is going down the drain. Why are we spending? Well, this guy this season has scored 8 goals for Arsenal this season, posted up 3 assists this season. Aerial ability, top of his game. Strong, 6 foot plus, get into advanced positions. Make sure he lays the ball more than 3, 4, 5 times for any oncoming attacking resources when we're attacking. This guy is the real deal. And I'm sorry I fluffed my lines. In fact, I tender an apology to Kai Havertz for slagging him off because
Wow.
see, man, we really have to understand. We really have to understand this. This guy gave us a goal against Liverpool. This guy gave us a goal
Yeah.
against Brentford. The details are in the little things. If we start understanding the little things and appreciating them, you would understand where this guy is right now, what he occupies, the space he occupies in that Arsenal team right now. He's now a full-fledged member of our first 11. I'll be mad if I don't see Kai Havertz starting in the next 10 games. Do you know
Wow.
why? Because Kai Havertz is the second highest goal scorer at Arsenal. And we
I
have
hear.
two strikers who are actually on the bench for Arsenal. Can you dig it? Gabriel Jesus starting from the bench. Eddie Nketiah starting from the bench. These are two Arsenal strikers getting big time money from Arsenal Football Club, and they can't even start. That says a lot about our striking department. We can't
Mm,
even rely on Gabriel Jesus for a goal.
no,
Like that's
but
where
but he's been this
that's
type
where
of
the
striker.
shame lies.
That's that
That's where the
exactly.
shame lies.
This is what we should have
Kai
known when we got
Havertz is
Jesus
our
for.
second highest goal scorer. It says a lot. It says a lot about the
Mm,
garbage we have in our striking department. So that's why I want to see Eddie Nketiah leave this football club at the end of the
cool.
season. That's why I want us to start, to start thinking about means to sever ties with Gabriel Jesus by the end of the summer. Yeah, I want him gone. I'm sorry, man. It's not like I don't appreciate him, but what has he done for us? No, he's always injured. You can't count on him. He's always whiny. It reminds me of Bruno Fernandes at Man United. Always whining, always whining. They can't get off the grass. Always talking. Just keep quiet, and just score goals. That's what I want from Gabriel Jesus. Yeah, and it takes. And before we were actually, he was a passenger in this team. To be very sincere with you, because many Arsenal fans were making these excuses for him. Oh, he doesn't score goals, but there's other things he brings to the team. Hold up play. He holds up the play. He tries to link up play too. So even if he's not scoring goals, he's linking up play. He's holding up play. He's doing lots of stuff. He's switching left and right. But right now we have Kai Havertz, who is actually doing lots of the link up play these days. He's laying balls. He's laying passes. He's doing these things. He's doing all these things. So, and at the end of the day, he's getting goals, and that's why he is the second highest goal scorer for Arsenal this season.
No, I think you. Yeah, no, I hear you 100%.
Big ups to Riot. Riot has made you money today because the money is going in your channel, not on my channel. So big ups, it's my guy, but it's on your channel. So big ups to Riot, man. Thanks for dropping that.
Yeah, thank you very much, bro. I really appreciate your support, man. And yeah, coming from Tony's channel as well, man. Big up, bro. Really, really do respect you for the super chats.
Yeah.
And
it's great.
Yeah, big up everyone else inside as well. But on Havertz, I think both of us were in the same boat. Really,
and please, can we read out his comment, because that comment he paid for it.
Of course, my bad.
You have to read it, man. Yeah, man.
My bad, guys. On Talksport earlier, the Kai disrespect is insane. Kai is a nuisance for the opponent's defense. Gold. Look. For me and Tony
big ups, Riot, man. Big ups, Riot, man.
Really appreciate that.
Man. Yeah, man. And it's true. It's true. It's
we
true.
Were in the same.
It's news to opponent defenses.
They literally
don't know how. Right? They literally don't know how to defend against him, because he's an unpredictable kind of player. You can't predict Kai Havertz. Sometimes there are chances that we just get to him and you don't know it's ending up at top bins. Look at that cross from Ben White. Did any of you think in 100 years that Kai Havertz will head that ball into the net? The answer is no. These defenders don't know how to handle him. And mind you, this guy, even if it's young, his aerial ability, just look at the lip. Look at the lip he had in that header that he scored. Look at the lip. It takes a certain degree of skill, of honing your skill set to get at the end of that goal. The measure, you have to measure, because that ball was coming with a slight spin from Benjamin White. So Benjamin White actually measured it, put a good whip into it together with a spin, that just got across past a lot of defenders and measured it carefully to the head of Kai Havertz. And Kai Havertz definitely had to lip and put in pressure, mostly with that whip that came in with a kind of like with a very big whip, just a big whip, so to come in lots of power. So he just kind of like redirected it into the net. Top bend to put it down there, man. Bro, man. Kai Havertz is looking good. 65 million, it's not down the drain. It's not down the drain. Sometimes some people don't like to take L's. I get it. I get it. See it. Just take the L. I took the L. I criticized this guy. I said it was shit. I said it's good for nothing. But just take the L. Take it.
So Tony, he's completely changed your mind. Is this what you're saying?
Yeah. He doesn't need to prove anything to me. He doesn't need to. But again, why would we doubt that? He scored against Liverpool. In the big games this season, he has scored.
Yeah, but Tony, look, I hear it. No, I agree, and I'm with you there. But
mind you, at Vitek Stadium, where we needed a winner against this same Brentford team that was so hard for us to beat, he was the one that bailed us out. Without that goal, Arsenal would have drawn that matchup. Yet again, we've been blitzing teams for about 5, 6, 7 games now. Easy games. And then we came in contact with this Brentford team that clearly they came in to stifle us. You saw what they did to us. And yet again, Kai Havertz bails us out yet again. What else do you want this guy to do? What else should he do? What else should he do?
Yeah. So look, I hear you 100%. Yeah. And the end
should
of the
he
day,
break his foot? Should he break his foot? What should he do? No, but I'm sorry. I'm not frustrated at you. I'm frustrated at what I'm hearing from other places. Like even Riot said this, that there's a slag fest going on Talk Sport about Kai Havertz. Why slagging the kid? He just came into Arsenal.
No.
He's proven most of us wrong. He's the second highest goal scorer at Arsenal. He's doing well. He's holding up play. He's laying passes. He's getting into attacking positions. He's helping us hold up play. Like literally, these defenses can't cope with him. He caused problems against Liverpool. He scored against Liverpool, while Manchester City's Haaland can't even score in the big games. How about that? Should we get down there? How about that? Haaland doesn't score in the big games. He didn't score against Liverpool. He didn't score against Tottenham Hotspurs.
I mean, as I said before, like last week, I think you know me. I think we're both in the same boat when we first signed this guy, man. We was thinking, with players out there that we could have got instead, and we say, 65 million is a lot of money for a guy we've seen at Chelsea for 2 years. But I can give credit where credit's due as well, Tony, and I could be fair of it. As much as I criticize this guy and criticize the signing of this guy, in recent games he's really stepped up. Yeah. But what I will say as well, is because for me, I'm still a little bit doubtful on this whole. He's not fully won me over yet, in my opinion. Because if you go back to the game against Liverpool in the FA Cup, and I know I'm picking out a few here, yeah. But if I go back to the game against Liverpool in the FA Cup, right, he's our main striker. Look what happened there.
But again, he has played at a left centre mid in this team. You remember that. He didn't play. He didn't start at Arsenal as a striker. We keep forgetting these little details. Even while we even judging him based on the goals he scores. Since this season, he has been a left centre mid, and even in that number 9 position, he's not even our main striker down there. He's always he's always multitasking. He's everywhere, actually. So I don't see why people just don't want to give him a chance now. You've seen that he scored 8 goals. Get behind him. Get behind him, because we don't have any option right now. And Arsenal failed in the January transfer window to get a striker. So we have someone who's actually scoring goals right now, helping us with his aerial ability, helping us score goals, helping us link up play. He's doing everything that people were saying that Gabriel Jesus has been doing. So why can't we just give him the props? And you talked about the money. Yeah, I get that. 65 million down the drain at the start of the season. We all said that. But again, how about Mudryk, that was brought in for about 80-something million pounds and hasn't even scored up to 4 goals this season? How about that? A total flop. A flop. How about Anthony, that came to Manchester United, nearly up to 80-something million pounds spent on that goofball? Yeah? No returns, hasn't scored any goals. Has he scored up to 3 goals this season? I doubt it. That's big money spent on forward players. He's a forward player.
I agree.
And no one is slagging. Talk Sport isn't slagging those guys off, those flops off. See, let's don't forget that Nkunku was brought in for 65 million pounds, and he hasn't scored 4 goals for Chelsea Football Club this season. How about that? Even assists, he hasn't even posted up to 2 assists for Chelsea Football Club this season. That's how nasty this argument is. So if I have Kai Havertz, who just came into this team literally this season, yeah, I've had to cope with lots of damaging situations to his career. Comes down here, scores goals for Arsenal, scores in big games for me, because people keep forgetting that he scores in big games also. It got us that win in Liverpool, got us a win against Brentford, both sides. Yeah, he's scoring in big important games for us. So, see, I'm ready. I'm that kind of guy that is ready to take an L for this. I take my L and I take it. I put my hands up and say, hey, Kai Havertz, I kind of disbelieved you. I slagged off your name. and please keep scoring, because at the end of the day, I want Arsenal to win a league title. I'm not all up here for the agenda. I'm here to win a title. That's what I want.
Of course.
I want to win a title. So if Kai Havertz is gonna go and get me a title, so be it. So be it. He's a shitty player. I agree. Go and get me the title. That's what I want. And Arsenal is top of the league. Arsenal is top of the league. And right now, who scored the goal that kept us on top of the league? Yes. Kai Havertz. Yeah, he has a big page in the chapter if Arsenal goes on to win this league title. He has at least, he should be in 1 or 2 pages if Arsenal dare wins this title. That's all I have to say.
No, for sure. Look, honestly, like I think I agree with majority of things you say. Like for me, this guy has been excellent the past 6 games. Yeah, playing down the centre forward position. I've been really impressed with the guy. Even when he doesn't score goals, Tony, he still links up the play really, really well. You know, and if you notice as well, he's a guy. Him and Odegaard, whenever they play together, they're the main two always press. No matter who we're playing, yeah, I've noticed it. Those are the main two. Odegaard and Havertz are pressing. Yeah, they're the main press for us. They're our main outlets. They're the guys that are pressing, and they do it really, really well. So as much as I criticize Havertz at the start of the season, and I criticize the manager for putting him into this centre mid position, which you can clearly see didn't really work out. Right now, he's changing to centre forward. Right, he's looking, you know, pretty decent. And what I want from him now is to keep this up. Yeah, he keeps this up. That's why you pay the money. You need consistency. So he keeps this up. He keeps the consistency going, and I'll be like you, bro. Hold my hands up. I'll take the L.
I hear you, but when you say that, then you're doing him a disservice. So where is the same kind of criticism for Gabriel Jesus, who were brought for big money also, who hasn't posted even up to I don't think he has scored even up to 6 goals this season.
Yeah,
so no, where's that criticism for him? I get you. I agree. Yeah, I get. But again, you're saying something. Yeah, we need to differentiate these things. You're saying, hey, keep doing it. How about Gabriel Jesus keep doing it?
Yeah.
Where is Gabriel Jesus's keep doing it? It doesn't exist. So at the point that it doesn't exist, we have someone who is doing something that really does exist. Then that argument isn't fair, because we're totally giving Gabriel Jesus more accolades, more grace. We're laying the carpet down for him. And to be very sincere, he hasn't done anything for this team. I'm sorry, man. Yeah, he hasn't. He hasn't. So
no, he hasn't.
What is good for the goose is good for the gander. How about that?
But that analogy I'm using is the same for every single player. When you're playing for Arsenal Football Club, that's what we need.
Good.
It's the same for every single player.
Then that argument is okay. Because I won't be here and then we're giving big ups, Josh. You've really made money, man.
Hey, big up, no, bro. What a real one, man. Bro,
yeah, man.
So much, man. Oh,
big ups, Raj, man. Big ups, Raj. Big ups,
he's from your channel, yeah? You know him?
Yeah, it's from my channel.
Yeah, big up, man. Big respect, bro. Thank you very much. He says, Arsenal's a target for every plastic football fan. Doesn't matter what team they support. The finer points of the sport don't get discussed because the narrative is pushed towards criticizing for money.
I get that.
I think he's right. I think it's right.
I think it's right.
I mean, not just fans, but you look at the pundits as well. I mean, I watch Sky Sports and Gary Neville, Jamie Carragher, always on Arsenal, man. No matter what it is, it's always Arsenal. Yeah, it's like they don't like seeing how well we're doing. So yeah, no, 100%, bro. Honestly, thank you so much, bro. Thank you very much for your super chats today, man. Big respect to you. Really, really do.
Thank you, Raj. Big up to you, man. Big up to you.
Yeah, big up.
As you can see, you've gotten as you see, Raj, you've gotten Josh smiling. He's looking at the super chats and he's like, licking his lips and saying, man, oh my. Big up to you, Raj.
What a real one, doing this for. Yeah, what a real one. Thank you so much, bro. Big up yourself. Tony, bro. Look, Ramsdale. Man, this guy, man.
Dear.
This is probably, as I said, his last game anyway in an Arsenal shirt, because obviously I don't see where else he's going to play. We all know Rise number 1. But he goes and makes that awful mistake, has an absolute howl. And it's not the first time I've seen him make this mistake. It's not the first time I've seen this guy look uncomfortable playing out from the back. Like, I
Hmm.
saw it against Southampton last season. Yeah, that 3-3 game. I saw
Yeah.
it, like, multiple games I've seen this guy. Sometimes he's actually got away with it. Where, a few occasions last season he's playing out from the back, it looks a bit shaky, but he got away with it. But not this time. Yeah,
Yeah.
Wizard, high press. It's a stroke of half time. Just clear it earlier, Ramsdale. Yeah, okay, I get we want to play out from the back as our system and all that, but you can't do that. Stroke of half time, get in half time 1-0 up. Yeah, and that goal honestly could have cost us. Yeah, if it would have been 1-1, 2 points dropped. Okay, but this guy comes last game for Arsenal pretty much in an Arsenal shirt. Makes that absolute howler. I thought in the second half, what I will say, I'm fair with it. I think he makes two very good saves. The one when Tony tried to lob him from 40 yards out, and the one where I think it was Collins from the header. I
Yeah.
thought that was a great save. Two big saves there. So I can give credit as
Yeah.
well. But at the end of the day, right, when you have these Ramsdale fans sinning Ramsdale's name when we had Ryan goal a few months ago, right? Ryan was on number one, but let's sing Ramsdale's name because what happened to back every single player, Tony? I don't understand why
Mhm.
people were sinning Ramsdale's name while we had Ryan goal. What happened to back your team
Yeah.
and back your players?
Yeah.
Look, I rate Ramsdale as well. Like, I think last season made some fantastic saves. I thought had some great games for us. At times as well,
Yeah.
he did cost us, as I said, the Southampton game. But then I go to the Anfield game where he saved us as well. So at the end
Yeah.
of the day, right? I mean,
Big ups for
what
the super chats coming in into my
pick up
channel
everyone.
too, man.
No, you got a real
Anthony
one.
Herbert sent £2 to my channel. Big ups to you, man.
Anthony,
The
come
super
on, man.
chat is raining down here, man.
Come on,
Big ups to
people,
you.
man. Real
See,
ones. Come
DJ
on.
Crane, $5. Big ups to you.
Yo, big up for the super
See,
chats,
you
people, man.
guys, thanks. You guys keep us going. I know that you guys can be in any other place, but you guys are here with us and you're dropping super chats on both of our channels. Big ups to you. Thanks. DJ Crane says, top of the league. Smile, bro. I'm smiling, man. We're top of
Yes,
the
bro.
league. Top of the league. See, let's not be trapped. That's why I advocate for being shameless in a way. Yeah. Because most of these fans, they don't want us to get behind our team. See, I criticize the team if there's a problem. I criticize the team if need be. That's me. Yeah, that's what I do. I criticize them if need be. But if there's no need to do that, if the players are playing quite well, if the players are getting the point that I want them to get, if the players are top of the league, most of all, I just have to get behind the team. But again, what Ramsdale did is the thin line between Arsenal fans winning and Arsenal fans dropping their heads. Did you see? Wait? If you go to different podcasts on Saturday
Yeah.
and watch the way all Arsenal fans, and all Arsenal podcasters, how their heads dropped when Ramsdale had that howler. That would remind you of the PTSD that Arsenal fans have been having. It's occasions like this. Just when everything is going smoothly, just when you're controlling the game, just when you're pushing harder, just when you're getting everything and connecting the dots, and when your defense is actually playing in a way that, controlling the game, when your midfield is actually controlling the game, when your 105 million pound signing have just scored an amazing goal for you from a karate header, and suddenly Ramsdale just brings back that old wound yet again for us to taste from it yet again. I don't want to see Ramsdale here at the end of the season. Chelsea Football Club should, this is an SOS. Chelsea Football Club should come get him out of us. We don't need that kind of player here. Where I lose, I actually did like Ramsdale. I liked him. Even last season, I liked him. I actually even thought it was one of the best goalkeepers in the Premiership, to be very sincere with you. And again, how can you doubt that? Because it took Arsenal all the way. yeah, to to a title challenge. That's a fit that can be replicated, by all goalkeepers in this league. So there's something there about him that was good. But again, goalkeepers need fitness. Now, this is why I blame Mikel Arteta slightly for that, and also Ramsdale as a player. Also, there are two things involved in this thing. Mikel Arteta goes out of the Carabao Cup, dumps us out of the Carabao Cup, dumps us out of the FA Cup. Now, we're limited in games that these players could come in and have a kind of like, a kickabout with the boys, boost your fitness levels. And again, see, that's just the proof in the pudding. If these players aren't playing, if these players aren't having some sort of like, driving up their fitness levels, having kickabout with the boys, yeah, this is what would typically happen to you. Because if it was David Raya, he would have already sent that pass from Gabi and he would have just sent it out away quickly. Because Weezer already knows that this is the pitfall of Ramsdale. He knew it, they knew it. That's why they were always closing down on him when he had the ball. Whenever he had the ball, they were always closing down on him. Always, all the time. But again, he had nothing to do in that first half. You would just in fact, throw the ball to the right hand side where Benjamin White was waiting. Why take 1, 2, 3 steps? But again, it boils down to the match fitness, no fitness levels. But again, this calls to question.
Yeah, funny. Do you not think he should be
this
ready?
This calls to question. Wait, let me hit this point here.
Of course.
This calls to question what he went to do having a media round with Ian Wright. You knew you had a problem, yeah? You told your father about it. It became public. It became a public spat. Your father got into that conversation, slagged off some certain people, got you dropped out of your team. And secondly, again, you admitted to a former Arsenal legend, telling that legend in a top podcast that you can't concentrate in the game of football for 90 minutes. He shot himself on the foot. He shot himself on the foot. And again, no, there is no coach after that interview that sees that wants to keep a guy that can't concentrate in the game for the whole amount of whenever you're going to play that game in your goalpost. And again, look at David Raya. He's aiding our attack. He's helping our attack. One throw from David Raya, tap, boom, the attack starts. Look at that goal against Crystal Palace where David Raya just initiated that move. Tap, boom, threw the ball to Gabriel Jesus. Tap, boom, Gabriel Jesus sends it down to Gabriel Martinelli. Tap, boom, it's a goal. Now, that's the kind of progression we need in this team. And again, yeah, for the past 6-7 years, mostly the seasons that Manchester City have been able to win the title, it is now a big requirement that goalkeepers should be footballers. How about that? Let that sink in. Ramsdale isn't a footballer. Goalkeepers right now are intricate members of how a team should actually be set up. You should actually be a footballer. You should know how to use your legs, not just your hands. Learn how to use your legs. Know how to pass around, mostly with your back four. Understand the structure. Understand that you need to be keyed into playing that football game. You have to be there. Concentration levels have to be 100%. And this is why I favor David Raya in goal. I don't want to see Ramsdale play for Arsenal again. He did help us out with some certain saves, but he's paid to do that, and he's paid to help us out. That's what he's paid for. But you can't pick and choose when to save Arsenal and when to put Arsenal in the gutters. He nearly cost that for us against Brentford. And just imagine, just when Arsenal, had a chance to actually go top of the league, that's when Ramsdale came with this gaff. Just imagine we drew that game, maybe Kai Havertz didn't save our asses yesterday on Saturday, and then Manchester City and Liverpool drew yesterday, it would have been just a wasted opportunity. I'm talking of if we did draw that game and Man City and Liverpool also drew. So right now we're sitting pretty at the top of the table. It's all good.
No, facts, Tony. No, I couldn't agree more with you with Ramsdale there. As I said, I think Arteta's made it pretty clear. I think getting in the goalkeeper originally. At first, I questioned it. I was like, do we really need one considering that we had other priorities to deal with in the summer? But he's made it quite clear. I mean, I think he even wanted Raya before we even signed Ramsdale in the first place. It's actually been the same situation when we saw Leno and Ramsdale. Leno played the first 3 games. He's a decent goalkeeper, but Ramsdale came in. We all thought, we signed him from Sheffield United, who got relegated the season before. Rest is history.
Yeah.
And now we're seeing the same with Raya and Ramsdale. And yeah, honestly, look, Ramsdale that's his last game, 100% for Arsenal. Unless touch with something happens to Raya, hopefully it doesn't. Ramsdale will be back in, of course. But yeah, look, let's move on, bro. Tomorrow is a big day.
I'm sorry. I know you want to go to that Porto
Yeah.
game, but this is also something I want to tell you. Also,
Of course.
Josh, we're in the title run in right now. Ramsdale is even a doubt to be our number 2. To be very sincere, see, don't think that this is out of the ordinary. Edison got injured. Edison got injured yesterday in that game against Liverpool.
Yeah.
He'll be out for close to 1 month, to be very sincere with you. And Ortega came in and took up the reins. You could see that there was a slight, problem with Ortega yesterday. Yeah, he wasn't kicking quite good. He wasn't playing through the back, just like Edison. There was that drop, drop back from Man City's gameplay, mostly playing from the back, which is how they usually play. So that's a -1 point. But again, Ortega is an extremely, extremely respectable keeper. He's been this underdog kind of goalkeeper for some seasons now. So he's a seasoned goalkeeper to play as a number 2. I'm not confident right now if David Raya gets injured right now. Let's assume something happens. And these are the details Arsenal fans don't actually think about. What happens right now if David Raya just hobbles off?
Yes.
Are you confident in Ramsdale? I'm not.
No,
I'm not confident in it.
no.
So I'm not even confident in David Raya being our number 2. How about that? So, Arsenal have to go into this transfer window and shop for a decent number 2 goalkeeper.
I mean,
Decent number
you
2.
look at
This is
number 2.
it's a clarion call. Our eyes should be open to this.
I mean, you look at the number 2 we got last season, Matt Turner. Now he's number 2 at Nottingham Forest. It's quite mad, isn't it? So, I look around and as you said, that's another priority in the summer, man. Is Ramsdale will be leaving in the summer, but then you're gonna have to get someone to back up Raya, because you made a great point there. I mean, even Alisson as well. Alisson's was out injured as well, and they've had to put Kelly in goal. But Kelly has been doing decent for Liverpool. So you think with City now with Edison, it can happen. People, goalkeepers can get injured as well, as we know. So yeah, and I'm with you, man. Honestly, just based on what I've seen with Ramsdale in terms of the thing that worries me the most with him is distribution and playing out from the back. Clearly does not suit the guy by any means necessary.
It doesn't suit him. It doesn't suit him.
Different team with a different system, maybe it will suit him, and I think he could be a good, addition to them.
And you know what? Yeah, if need be, I don't care using Hayne, because Ramsdale has this bozo moment here that can actually cost you the game. I would even give Hayne a chance if in that case. I know people will slag me off, but Ramsdale, his head isn't total lack of concentration. Total lack of concentration. Sometimes it could just bro, come on, man, just kick the ball away. How hard is it? Just kick the ball away. It's simple. So he lacks his concentration levels You know,
He even
the
said it, Tony.
the
He even said it
faculties
in
are
an
not.
interview.
He said it himself. He
He
said it
even said it
himself.
himself.
He said it himself. I don't know why Arsenal fans don't believe, because some Arsenal fans are still there saying, "Oh, get Ramsey in. He deserves to be." Like, how? This guy has told you, I can't concentrate in games. And he's proved it time without number. And no one can argue that he never had a chance to actually cement his place in this number one. No one, because you remember that time when David Raya was having shaky starts also. Ramsdale also had
Yes.
some certain starts that he should actually, grab that number one by the scruff of his neck. But he didn't take that chance. So right now, if Raya is down there, I don't need any Arsenal fan to be bickering about Ramsdale, because on Twitter Spaces I'm still hearing Arsenal fans talking about Ramsdale and wanting him to be down there. Is it because it's English? No. We're not doing it. We're not doing that right here. If you're playing for Arsenal, I don't care if you're from Mongolia. I don't care if you're from Antarctica. Just come in, put in a shift. How about that? Put in a shift. And for right now, David Raya, his head is in it. His concentration level is up a notch. His passing game is totally out of this world. He initiates attacks at will. His kicks summons up attacks and opens up spaces. I want David Raya to be our goalkeeper. I want him, and it brings that defensive solidity, defensive compactness to our back four, and that's what I want in my goalkeeper. Shout out to Mama Flossie, who is down here, and thanks Raj, who's still down here with us. Old school,
Raj, real
big
one,
ups
man.
to these guys, big ups.
That's Tony, I 100% agree with you where you're coming from as well with that. And just on Raya as well. I mean, we said it last week about him playing in Arteta's system, and he suits it really well because we've seen him play out from the back really, really well, haven't we? And his distribution, and he's led to us creating. I think there's a goal. I can't remember who he played, but it all came from Raya, and we end up scoring from it. So he gives us that as well, Raya. As I said, by the way, guys, I rate Ramsdale, but at the end of the day, right, this is what I've always said about him. Like, I think he saved us last season. He had a great season, as me and Tony rightly said. He's a big part while he was in the title race, but then he also had a lack of concentration, which he even said himself. He even come out and said he can't focus full 90 minutes. So there we go. I mean, Ramsdale. I mean, that's another thing as well. We have to get good money for the guy as well, Tony. You know what I'm saying?
See, but again, what is it with we Arsenal fans, and players telling us the truth, and we don't still believe them? Ramsdale came out to a show and spoke to an Arsenal legend and told him, "Hey, I can't concentrate in a game of football for 90 minutes." Other words, sometimes I have to just chase pigeons and I have to troll the away fans. Something like that. And yet, Arsenal fans don't believe him when he says that. They still want him in goalkeeping. Arsenal fans still doubt that Gabriel Jesus should still be in this team. Gabriel Jesus went to Brazil, played for Brazil, told the media out there in Brazil, goal scoring isn't my thing. No, imagine those words coming out from a striker that you have in your football club, someone who is tasked with scoring goals for you. And he's saying that. And Arsenal fans they're listening to this, but you idolize him rather than giving Kai Havertz a chance. Like, this is where I draw that line.
Yeah, I hear it.
Someone has come out and told you, goal scoring isn't my thing. I can't score goals. And Arsenal fans are clapping for him. Like, what is this? So you rather clap for Gabriel Jesus, who's always injured, who doesn't score goals. Yeah, he actually links up play. I get that. I totally get that. But again, Kai Havertz is doing that in the first place. So why do you want Gabriel Jesus there? No. Last time I checked, this is a game of football and you need to prove yourself. Gabriel Jesus, prove yourself worthy. That when you come in, when we bring you in, you're gonna get us goals. You're gonna try and win us the league. Your goal scoring prowess should be 100%. You should be getting us into the action, scoring us goals, linking up play, do everything, outscore Kai Havertz. Then we can start thinking about you being a total regular in the team. But if it's right now, no, I want to see you dropped. Again, we totally also throw out of the window that Zinchenko spoke to a certain Man United legend. How about that? He went out to a talk show,
There we
to a
go.
podcast, spoke to Rio Ferdinand, who I don't really respect, because I really do think that the other defender, Serbian defender that he played with, covered him, in that Man United back four when he was playing there. So I don't really respect him that much. I felt that he needed backup. So he's not a Rolls Royce. Come on, man. Let's don't act as if that Man United legend was a Rolls Royce. It was no Rolls Royce. Yeah, he had a Serbian, towering Serbian, who was doing the dirty work for him in the back of the defense that helped him a lot. So but again, let's throw that conversation out of the way. Yeah, and why I said that is because he's slagging off Bukayo Saka, saying he's not world class, and I'm not having it. I'm not having it. Foden, who is world class. Foden, who is world class. Look at him yesterday in a game where you should be winning for your team. Totally disappeared. And we throw back this world class thing, so cheaply. So cheaply. If Bukayo Saka finds himself in that Manchester City team, don't you think that he would win the Champions League? Don't you think that he would win the Premiership? What are you talking about? Calvin Phillips have won the European Champions League. What are we talking about? Anybody you put in that Manchester City team would just gazump and win that league, or gazump and win the Champions League. Somehow it happens. Yeah. So let's don't act as if Ferdinand hasn't disrespected our team members. But throw that all away. Zinchenko went to him and told him, "Hey, I can't defend you." No, are you seeing this? I can't defend. And then you see Arsenal fans.
Hold on. Jesus also came out and said,
you still see Arsenal fans, they want him to come back in place of Kivio. They want him to come back and displace Kivio. And see, it doesn't happen. You have to prove yourself. Prove yourself in this team. Get me wins. Look at week in, week out, look at what Kivio is doing down there. Conservative. He's brought back defensive solidity back to that, and respect, because that left back position has been poisoned. It's a poison chalice at Arsenal. Yeah, lots of demonic players have gone down there and disgraced us. Yeah, not even just disgraces, but even fitness level. Look at Tierney. Lots of problems. See, that left back position is a curse to Arsenal. But right now, we can see Kivio is kind of like, just getting in on the act in that left back position. And that's what I want to see. It's what I want to see. So, all these people calling for Zinchenko to come back to do what? To put us in problems again? No, hell no. Hell no. Maybe in the second half of the dying minutes of the game, to kind of like, just see the game off. Okay, good. I get that. Have an extra man in the mid, or maybe you have those tense games that requires certain experience and skill set, and then you need to choke the midfield and have an extra man in the middle of the park. Yeah, we can be able to bring in a Zinchenko. But apart from that, man, keep Kivio down there to do his thing.
No, for sure, Tony. Yeah. Look, let's move on, bro. Biggest game tomorrow. Tomorrow's a big day. Champions Leaguers return. FC Porto come to town. Emirates, of course, under the lights. Second leg, we're already 1-0 down. And this game is massive. Do or die for me of course, in the Champions League. It's obviously a must-win game tomorrow, as we know. But, I mean, let's talk about, this game and going into this game. FC Porto. For me, I get where fans are coming from. Be confident. Yeah, we have the right to come with chest. We have the right to be confident. The way we've been playing recently, the way we've been playing in Champions League at home form, Emirates form, has been top class. Yeah, I mean, Lons, we battered them 6-0. Sevilla, we battered them 2-0. PSV, we beat them 4-0. Group stage at the Emirates, superb. But at the same time, let's not take Porto, underestimate them, saying things like pray for Porto before the game even starts. Because, listen, Porto, I've got a good manager, yeah? Conceição, right? There's the same manager who went to Juventus a few seasons ago and knocked out Ronaldo Juventus, right? He has experience in this big level. He knows. He's been there for about 5-6 years at Porto. He's been in year out in Champions League. He knows how to win these ties. Yeah, he did it. Knocked out Juventus, who were the favourites against them. They were the underdogs. Yeah, you look at this tie. We were the favourites. They're the underdogs again, right? They beat us. We all know what happened in the first leg. Awful performance from Arsenal. Losing the game 1-0. It's not over yet. We have a chance to fix it. But another thing as well, Arteta's European home record. Arteta's European record is in knockout stages. I mean, we go back to last season in Europa League, Sporting Lisbon. It was 1-1. 2-2 first leg. Second leg, we score first as well, but then we get knocked by the halfway line. Penalty shootout, we get knocked out by Sporting Lisbon. Season before that, Villarreal, semi-final, Emirates Stadium, had a chance to turn it around, 0-0 draw, knocked out. Olympiacos, Emirates Stadium, we won the first leg 1-0, second leg got knocked out. I understand we had different players, I understand we're a different team now, right? And I know we are looking very, very good. But when it's Champions League football, you cannot underestimate anyone. I don't even care if it's FC Porto. I don't care if they're playing a so-called Farmers League, right? They've been on fire recently. They completely blitzed Benfica 5-0 the other day as well. This game will be tough. They've got a very well-organized manager, a very good set of players. I mean, we saw the likes of Galano, Conceição, the manager's son, rip apart they're techie winners. That's what you get with Portuguese teams, Tony. They're very technically gifted as well. It's not like, they play this whole low block tactic. No, they'll have a go because they can play football. Yeah, they can actually play football. So, at the end of the day, I'm feeling confident. I think we will turn this around, but it's all about not underestimating and showing a bit of respect to the opponent first, doing our thing as well. But how are you feeling about this massive game, obviously tomorrow against Porto?
See, you see this FC Porto game, Arsenal need to be very, very careful, because we went down to Porto and completely fluffed our lines down there. And again, it boils down to the same thing: concentration levels. The same problems we're having with Ramsdale, the same thing in the 90 minutes of games. We need to understand how to close games down, mostly at the end of halves. Look at that first half against Brentford. Just when we're to close the game down, close it off, and then we go and give them, and gift Brentford a goal. It's the same thing that happened to us in Porto. Close the game, close it down, get a decent draw, come back to the Emirates and finish the game. So, number one, our concentration levels need to be hyper come this game against FC Porto. And you know what? Again, I still do think that Mikel Arteta's European record is still checkered. I still think his record in Europe is, he still needs to give us a lot to desire. In Europe. And again, I don't really blame him. He's I blame the board because they recruited him. And he's a novice to Europe, to be very sincere with you. Clearly a novice. Clearly a novice to Europe. I've checked his European record and it doesn't really check out. And see, he was outgunned, out-taught. He was blown out, in that game against Porto. Look at the tactics. Even the Porto manager came out and said, you know what, Mikel Arteta is of the Pep school. They believe in possessing the ball. That's what that manager said.
Yeah, that's what he said.
It's true. So he said you could have the whole ball, but we actually came to win the game. Arsenal came to possess the ball, while we came to win. And when you check it, that's a typical statement from a typical European coach. Because the tactics he employed, was that kind of a tactics to stifle Arsenal's attack and everything we create. And even in that game, people are saying, oh, they kept the mid block. Oh, in some cases they went into a low block. What are you talking about? They have to get, what are you talking about? They have to get into those spaces. That's why they're technical. And when you're in Europe, you're going to meet this kind of technical players, this kind of technical coaches that are
Yeah.
out there and that would, that will, catch you unawares. And that's what that coach did on the day. Just it's simple. What he did, choke the midfield with players who are strong, great in terms of aerial ability, strong 6 foot plus, can manhandle players, and that's why Varela and Nico have
Yeah.
a special place in that squad, because they don't just only create an avenue to just choke that midfield, but they're also technically gifted players. They could run with the ball, they could progress with the ball. And Varela, as a player, is very fast and is technical. Nico is a strong one out there, big, muscular, ready to run, and he's a horse. He's ready. Yeah, he's ready. So this is the problem. So now we'll be meeting up with a midfield, yeah, that is both strong, can progress the ball quite quickly. So if Arsenal gets on, if we lose the ball in the middle of the pitch, guess what? Varela is ready to advance the ball in advanced spaces. Nico is ready to run with the ball because they're quite fast. And when they do get the ball, tap, tap, boom, they send the ball straight down to who? Concentrao, because Concentrao in the first
Yeah.
leg had lots of joys against Kivio, our left back. So, in other words, Kivio has something to prove in European circles. How about that? Because left, right, and center, Kivio was being harvested. Yeah, I'm sorry with my choice of words, but it was being
Not
harvested.
for real.
Yeah,
For real.
but yeah, it was being, it was being harvested. That's just the only word I can use to
Mm.
describe the grilling that Concentrao dealt to Kivio on the day. And when this Nico and Varela, when they get the ball, quickly, if it's Nico that gets the ball, quickly he sends that ball straight to Concentrao to make that move up the left hand side. And that left hand side was always leaky, because through there he could actually get the ball across down to the Arsenal's 18-yard box, and that could cause lots of problems. Mostly with Arsenal, that doesn't have defensive problems this season. When you start seeing a barrage of crosses coming from the left hand side into your 18-yard box, mostly to a team that their defensive solidity hasn't really been tested this season. Arsenal's defense hasn't totally been tested this season, with barrage of chances and barrage
Yeah.
of goal scoring opportunities. So, in that situation, how does Arsenal deal with those balls? And again, Galano, let's don't forget Galano, fast, spacey, trickery, what he brings to the table. And once Varela gets the ball on the left hand side, on the right hand side, he just needs to throw that ball down to Galeno. Galeno makes that move, and Galeno is someone that could actually take snapshots. He could take long range shots. I think Galeno scored that goal against Arsenal. Am I correct?
Yeah, he was the guy who scored against us. Yeah.
He was the guy who scored, and that's a testament
And
to what
he's the
I'm
top
talking
scorer as
about.
well this season, Tony. He's a top
He's the
scorer.
top scorer. He's the top scorer, and it takes a deep level of skill to get to that position. And for him to even be the highest goal scorer, mind you, Porto isn't even really topping that table in the
Mm.
Portuguese La Liga. Yeah, because
Yeah,
it's
that's right.
um
Yeah.
it's Sporting Lisbon that
Yeah.
actually occupies that position right now. So that's a testament. You're in a team that's not even occupying the first slot in that in that Portuguese league, but you're the highest goal scorer for FC Porto. So you know what? Yeah, Galeno should be someone we should watch out for. We also forget Pepe, who also plays just in behind the striker, Evan Nielsen. I will talk about Evan Nielsen later on, but Pepe, very, very dangerous
Yeah, that's right.
player. This guy, his trickery, he could dribble, he could move with the ball, top player. He uses his head, he could score headers quite good with his head. Also, his foot, tricky foot also. And again, you know what? Yeah, there's always a problem when Arsenal is playing with this Portuguese players. There's something about their trickery, something about their
Yeah.
trickery, that just offends me, because they're this skillful set of players that really know how to get in at the end of balls and get into attacking positions while also dribbling. And that's a recipe for disaster. So we also have to check that threat from Pepe. Also, Evan Nielsen, great player. I like this guy. I don't know how many goals he's
Indeed.
scored this season, but he's a top player. Top player. He's always playing up top for them. It causes lots of problems. Physically is a big threat. Physically, he can bamboozle defenses. But again, that's a testament to Pepe, who always plays behind him. As a false nine and tries to help him out to tear down defenses also. So Evan Olsen is a great guy, but that's not who I'm actually more afraid of, because coming back to full fitness and who would be in this game tomorrow in great time is a player called Tarebi.
Wait, he's
Tarebi
back. Is he back?
is back. Tarebi is back. So
Oh,
Tarebi
are you
offers a
kidding me?
different. Yeah, Tarebi is back. He was spotted in training. So
Oh,
Taremi,
man, I thought he was
big,
out,
big,
Tony.
big a player.
Yeah, this
Can
guy is a
dribble,
man to watch
score
tomorrow, guys. Watch
goals.
out for Taremi tomorrow.
Watch
He's
out for
quality.
him, number 9, Mehdi Taremi. Great player. And mind you, this guy has been shopped around Europe to top clubs, and he's looking to be in the center stage to actually cause damage so that he could get the move out of Porto. He might just use Arsenal as that springboard to get this move. Let's get this correctly. With that game we played against Brentford, Arsenal have shown that we can confidently play against teams that decide to tactically truncate and displace our fluidity in the middle of the park. We've actually shown that we could actually cause problems also for these teams attacking wise. And again for Brentford, that also defended astutely and in a very compact manner. At the end of the day, we did show that we could break them. So mentally, I think this does something for Arsenal mentally, that we could actually break this Porto team down, break them down brick by brick, totally deconstruct them, and totally just get into whatever kind of block they intend to actually orchestrate on the day. So if they're going on the mid block, good for Arsenal. If they're going on a low block, that's where I have a big problem with the Arsenal, because they have one goal to defend. These guys can defend, with their lives for that one goal that they have. And this is where I have a problem with Arsenal. They've had since Arsenal last played them, they've had up to 3 games, and in those 3 games they've actually won everything. They've won everything.
They
also
have.
high scoring. Yeah, they won one game 2-0 against Portuguese.
5-0 against Benfica, by the way.
5-0 against Benfica, who is, by the way, second in their league.
Yes.
So so that's a decent Benfica team. So and they've gotten wins against the only team that they had a big setback against was Gil Vicente. If I got that pronunciation right, Gil Vicente. Against Gil Vicente, they drew 1-1. And Gil Vicente was one of the lowest club sides in that Portuguese league. But again, let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens. I still believe that this Arsenal team can still win. I still believe that the pressure will be on Porto to actually try to defend properly, and with that pressure. And with the Emirates noise and fans, screaming at the top of their lungs over you, I think they will car in that pressure. They will car they will bow down to that pressure to defend properly. The home fans need to be something, some sort of a 12th man. On the pitch for Arsenal. They should be shouting every time they have the ball. They should be screaming every time Arsenal players get into advanced positions. They should help us out, gear the boys towards this win. Big game tomorrow. I can't overstate how much Arsenal have to win this game, because if we do lose this game, imagine what happens to us mentally going into that game against Manchester City.
The momentum will be ruined.
Detrimental. Exactly. It could be detrimental to the Arsenal. So, we have to win this game. We can't take a loss into that game, a crunch game to the Etihad. I want our faculties to be in place 100%, win this Porto game, get into that Etihad and tell Manchester City and Pep's boys, what now? What now?
No, for sure. I mean, in terms of team wise and how we should go with, I mean, I would have started this guy in the first leg. I'm surprised he didn't start, but Jorginho for me, I don't know if you agree, centre midfield. Man. He has to be in the midfield for us.
Yeah, he has to. He has to. But again, I have a problem also with Jorginho in that midfield. Now, I'll let you know why Jorginho in that midfield stresses me just a little bit. Mind you, you're dealing with Portuguese players. Quick, fast. They're quick, they're fast, trickery. They read the game averagely in terms of like they read it in a very optimal level. They are quick, they're fast, and they're ready to to just latch onto any perceived lapses that you have. Now, I'll tell you my train of thought. Jorginho, I've slipped quite like twice or three times that I've seen this season. Mostly in that game against Tottenham Hotspurs. Can you remember what happened in that game against Tottenham Hotspurs where
Awful
Jorginho
mistake.
slipped?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a mistake. He slipped, right? Jorginho isn't really that fast as we really think he is right now. He's older. He's an old war horse. He's not quite mobile in the middle of the park again. That's my problem. And at times when Arsenal is bumping forward, because Arsenal like pressing, we've been pressing so high in the last 6-7 games. Our pressing has been actually it has been our strength, but sometimes we just press, without really like watching our back line a little bit, because maybe we just trust on our defense a little bit this season. But we should be very careful when we go into that pressing game with these guys. They are skillful. They smell blood, and when they smell blood, I don't think Jorginho might just be there to just truncate any kind of loose balls, because they will latch onto loose balls. They will get into positions in that midfield, mostly when they choke that midfield with Varela and Nico. They will choke it up. Let's don't get it twisted. They will choke it up, and they will latch onto all these loose balls sometimes that might be carelessly given by an Arsenal player. And when they latch onto it, I don't really trust Jorginho to that extent. If it would kind of like, shoulder the responsibility when Declan Rice is totally up pitch trying to get into advanced positions to probably help with the press, or definitely get into advanced position to open play, for our attacking resources. I don't really trust Jorginho
Yeah,
down
but
there
okay, but then yeah, but then
with the players Porto have, because Porto,
mm,
like I told you, they trickery, they're fast. So I'm not really buying that Jorginho thing for now.
yeah, but then
This
who's
might be
coming
the
to
game
midfield
for
with that
Thomas
then?
Partey, but this might be the game for Thomas Partey. But it's problematic also, because Thomas Partey is just getting into uh, is just coming back from long-term injury. You've seen him, or over a few games, he has lost his touch just a little bit, just a little bit. So but again, that's why Mikel Arteta is being paid. So tactically, he has to come up
Mm,
with something different and see if he could get us over the line with this one. But if I'm an Arsenal fan, I won't talk too much with this Porto game. I'll
no.
just sit down and relax and watch the game, and after the game, then we can talk up uh, 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 about being on the top of the tree in this Champions League. But I would just I'll tread carefully and slowly.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, I want to ask you a question. If we say worst comes to worst, we get knocked out tomorrow, for you, should there be question marks on this manager?
Every single trophy that this manager doesn't win, it's a question mark and an indictment on this manager.
Yes.
Even before the season started, 680 million pounds spent by this manager. In some spaces, if you add about 320 million pounds to that money, that's over £1 billion spent by this manager. So that's a clear indictment on him. So he needs to at least get us into an advanced position in this Champions League. Might not be to win it per se, but
Yeah.
get us into the final, get us into the semi-finals. Because his record in Europe is checkered anyway. So even if he gets to the semi-finals, it's something good. But I want to win it, and right now he's running out of options because you need to win a trophy. So he going out of the Champions League, it's just another trophy going down the drain again, and a clear indictment on the manager because he needs to produce the goods. He needs a big time trophy. So right now that you have a chance and you're in the Champions League, this is the time to get Arsenal over the line. Win a big trophy.
Yes.
Win a big trophy. Win a big trophy. Yeah. Yeah, but again, the main one I want to really look at that I think we still do, we have a chance is the Premiership. I want to dominate my home space first before going internationally and dominating Europe. Win your battles at home first. If you ask me, I want to win the Premiership, get back to winning ways in the Premiership, win the Premiership trophy, and then even if we get to the semi-finals of the Champions League, not bad. We'll go again next season. After we've gotten a striker. If we get a striker, this team will cook next season. So I'm not really
Yeah, for sure.
quite worried in that if he can be able to win the Premiership and it gets us into the semi-finals of the Champions League, I have no problem. He can keep his job. But if he misses the two, then that's where I have a
Yeah.
big problem because by that time he wouldn't have won any trophies, and that really disturbs me.
Absolutely spot on, bro. Look, score predictions. I'm feeling confident. I've gone 2-0. I've gone 2-0 for this game. But what are you saying, Tony, man? Massive game tomorrow. Score prediction, bro.
I'm going 3-1. I still think Arsenal can still do something. But I don't want to, when I was talking about Kai Havertz, I was talking with lots of chest or whatever. But right now, I don't want to, I'll keep my expectations a little bit checked right now for this one. But I'll just say a 3-1. 3-1.
Feeling
But that
confident, man.
3-1, that 3-1 will be due to mistakes and pressure because I think Porto will be coming down to defend because they have that one goal. So automatically, knowing that they have that one goal, they would want to defend and try to catch Arsenal on the counter attack because they know that Arsenal will come. They know that Arsenal like to press in most of their games they've won this season. That manager is a tactical manager, so he reads games, he understands games, and he knows how to hurt teams. That's what that manager does. He knows literally how to hurt Arsenal because he's proven it in the first leg that he knows how to hurt Arsenal. And that manager doesn't. He doesn't. Yeah, for 1 second, he doesn't. It doesn't think that possession equates winning. He understands that a team can be able to hold the ball possession and not win the game. So either way, he's happy not to possess the ball, but
Yes.
to get into positions and win the game in a way. So that guy is ready for the whole 90 minutes, not to
Yeah.
even have up to 30% of the ball possession, provided they're defending properly, provided that they're latching on to setting 1-2 chances they get or that Arsenal gives them in the middle of the park because they are fast pacey players, fast pacey wingers that can cause harm to you and they can take their chances in a counter attack. But it's just that Arsenal have been leading this counter press this season. Our pressing game perfect this season. Our dwells will win. And again, one big factor that Arsenal need to employ in this game. It's our set pieces.
Yeah.
Arsenal is leading that line for the top goal
Yeah.
scored in set pieces in the league. So why don't we translate this newfound this newfound skill and newfound stuff, yeah, and just try and put it on FC Porto. Score certain goals with set pieces. Yeah, if we can do that, then we can take it to the next level.
No,
We'll
for
have
sure.
tall players who could get us over the line, and with the way Rice is taking the whip on this corner kicks, yeah, it could cause literal damage to any team who, mostly when you're at the Emirates with the screaming fans, and you're defending. Oh my God, it will be very difficult. So I see one or two mistakes in their defense. Not really like Arsenal will overpower them and just, but I just see
I
little
mean,
mistakes here and
let's
there.
let's be real, Tony. I mean, go back to that first leg. We barely tested their goalkeeper. Their
Hmm.
40-year-old Pep had a field day. We barely tested them in terms of their defensive aspects, really. Let's be real with it. And
Yeah.
you had Costa coming out, their goalkeeper, before the game, saying Arsenal have got to prove why they're favourites, right? And we had our whole half a fan base start digging into him, saying, "Pray for Porto, yeah, we're gonna smash you and all this." And then look what happened. We didn't even test the guy.
We didn't test the guy. We didn't test him. That's a problem. We didn't test him. But again, see, everything is now based on Arsenal going down there and imposing themselves in that game. So Arsenal have to come out. With the team that is losing right now, we have to come out. So either way, Arsenal is screwed. So we have to come out. We can't just control the game,
Yeah,
thinking that we're not going to score. So we have to lead the press. We have to push for the goal. We have to take risks, and we're at home. We need to take risk. We put
you have to.
ourselves in this position because if we did go there, get maybe a one goal win or something, coming back here, we just seal the deal, defend properly. We don't have to push for a goal or whatever. We could just relax and play our game. But right now, we can't play our game. We have to leave our comfort zone. We have to attack. We have to press. And I'm sorry, when Arsenal is pressing and leading all these presses, we have a way of leaving our backside open. And when we do such things, it's always a
Yeah.
recipe for disaster. So anything can happen in this game. People have so much chest for this match. I don't know why, but
Mm.
it's a
Cool,
tricky
cool.
one, very tricky
Have
one.
confidence, guys. Yeah, we're entitled to have confidence because we're playing really well. But let's be a little bit humble at the same time as well, because we did get humbled in the first leg, guys. Let's not get it twisted. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
We
these
ate
lot
an
are big
humble
guys.
pie. Yeah, the pie was
We did,
was
we did.
humble, and it was served to us. It was served cold, in
Yeah,
that
for
game
sure.
in Porto. Yeah, no, that
Yeah,
pie was a humbling. It was a humbling performance, a humbling one, man, humbling one. We
for
didn't test the
sure.
keeper. We didn't test the keeper. All our corner kicks were just wasted and thrown away. Declan Rice couldn't close down a player in Galeno who ended up scoring a worldie. So,
Mm.
all these things,
And
man.
And that's the thing as well in the Champions League, Tony. Like, yes, it was. We were trying to play for a 0-0 draw, but one little lack of concentration, one little mistake, it's over. That's the Champions League for you. Yeah, you saw that they had one chance right at the end because we made a mistake. Martinelli trying to launch a ball, inexperience. Three of our
Yeah,
players press Galano, yeah, which allowed the space, and then he has one shot. The game's over just like that. And this is what you can't be doing in the Champions League. Yeah, this is
exactly.
especially against a team like Porto who've got this experience there. So
Hmm.
it's gonna be massive, man. It's gonna be absolutely massive tomorrow. I'm looking forward
I'll
to
go
it.
for a
I'm sure
3-1
we
win.
are as well. But yeah, Tony's
I'll go
confident
for a 3-1
3-1.
win.
Yeah, he's going 3-1. I'm going, 2-0. I think we'll go through quarterfinals, but please, Arsenal, do not let us down. Tony, I'm gonna have to wrap this up, man. It's been an absolute pleasure, bro. Every single time. Just shout out your channel and the content coming up as well.
See ya, guys. Yeah, 1 hour, 44 minutes. Me and this brother said that we're just going to go 1 hour. But this is the problem, man. Whenever me and him talk football, we go, we go further. But we'll try and keep it a little bit in check in the
Yeah.
next one. See ya, guys. Yeah, my Monday schedule is totally done for now, so I'll just go relax and prepare for work tomorrow. And tomorrow, definitely, I'll be doing the Champions League watch along. Definitely tomorrow. And so I used to have a show called the Darl and Claude Show, which is normally on Monday, but because of this show, I moved that show to Tuesday. That's a
Respect.
testament to how much I respect you, Josh. So
Thank you.
I moved that show till Tuesday. But right now I have a Champions League watch along, so I'll be moving that show to Wednesday. Then on Thursday, I have I have two big shows coming up on Thursday. One will be at 7 p.m. It's called the Premier League Talk Factory. So that one should be coming up on Wednesday, 7 p.m. Then 8:30 p.m. on Thursday, I have the Multi Tottenham Hotspur fan Deji Spores coming back to the fray, to the Minority Report. Guys, he's coming to gloat about how Tottenham Hotspurs danced around the Villa Park and turned it into turned into a shank house. Oh my days. Jesus
Crazy.
Christ.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe the stinker that Aston Villa produced on the day. And McGinn, what are you thinking about? Oh my days. But anyway, so that will be what I'll be having on Thursday. On Friday, I have a new show with another brother. Can't Stop, Won't Stop. Is a Manchester United fan, and that show is called X-Rated Rant. So that's a big one, man. So join me and Can't Stop, Won't Stop on Friday. So yeah, man, big shows coming up. And then after that, I would actually have a rest, for about 2 weeks.
We got a long break coming up, man. Massive break.
We'll take a break and then come back refreshed, something like that. I might do a couple of Euro shows here and there, but I'll just relax so that I can come back strong and ready for the title run in.
Nah, respect every single time, Tony, man. Keep up with your channel. Keep up with the amazing content as well. Absolute pleasure. I really appreciate you taking time out, come on the channel today. And as you guys know, this will be a regular on both our channels. I want to say big up to every single person from Tony's chat as well as mine as well. Thank you, Raj, for the super chat, bro. All of those super chats, man. Honestly, can't thank you enough. Thank you very much.
Big up, Raj.
Big up yourself. Absolute real one. Very nice to meet you as well, because obviously the first time I've seen you on my channel from Tony. So thank you very much for also giving me a sub. Really do respect you for all the kind support there. And then we've got a few super chats on his channel as well. Anthony, real one every single time. DJ Crane as well. Big up.
DJ Crane.
Big up. Thank you for supporting us, guys. Honestly, it keeps us going at the end of the day. Keeps us going. It keeps
us going, man. It keeps us going.
And it keeps us going. Without you guys, it's not possible. So thank you guys very, very much indeed. Look, Tony, man, it's been an absolute pleasure as always. Massive game tomorrow. Please, let's hope we're smiling after, of course, tomorrow. And we're not sitting there. We're not sitting there absolutely fuming and we've just been knocked out by Porto. Please, Arsenal, turn up tomorrow. It's going to be the Emirates will be rocking. Atmosphere will be buzzing. Let's get the win. Let's get the revenge from the first leg. Let's beat these lot and get to the quarterfinals. It's as simple as that. Guys, it's been a pleasure. I'll be live literally in about 5 minutes for the podcast run by Rory, Tom, and Seb. So make sure you guys come and tune in for that if you've got time as well, people. But yeah, respect as always, my man Tony. Always
respect always, man. Respect always. Respect always.
Yeah.
And guys, just keep it locked down on this channel. Keep it locked down. Respect to everyone who came down here.
Yeah, big up everyone, man. Big up. Big up Dave as well, old school gunner. Good to see you, bro, as well. Everyone else who tuned in as well. Massive respect. Take care, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your evenings. And I'll see hopefully some of you in a few minutes. Come on, you gunners, every single time. We're out of it, peeps. Take care. Ciao.
Come on.